Hiya, Tiz here. It's been a little bit since I made a video, as I had a pretty busy several days. To any fellow Canadians who might be familiar with it, we had Anime North in Etobicoke this weekend, which was an absolute blast. We got to meet up with a bunch of other cosplayers for the first time since the craziness that is, well, COVID. My brother and I, we actually dressed up as Aerith and Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and we had a lot of lovely compliments, and we met up with so many nice FF fans. But anyhow, as always, I'm constantly talking about the upcoming Final Fantasy XVI and coming up with new things that I want to talk about. Firstly, I'm going to mention the Famitsu magazine. Here's the cover, which is a close-up of the artwork that we're already familiar with. I was a bit disappointed that we didn't get any new artwork, as I was really looking forward to it, but I mean, I'll never complain about a close-up of Clive's super pretty and handsome face. I could go on forever about him, to be honest. I already mentioned a lot of thoughts regarding him in the previous video, but I wanted to expand on some of them. Mainly his circumstances after the invasion that takes place in Rosaria. I already mentioned before that I'm thinking Clive will probably be taken as a sort of prisoner by either the Empire or the Iron Kingdom. Based on the Awakening trailer, it seems that Rosaria may be invaded by the Empire, considering Clive and another soldier mentioned that they'd been attacked by an Imperial Viper. At the same time, the Iron Kingdom could also make sense considering they're Rosaria's neighbors, and they also hold a deep hatred for the Icons, viewing them as abominations and even going as far as executing them. The group that Clive is fighting with in the beginning of the Awakening trailer makes me recall this as they're intent on targeting Shiva, an icon. Then again, this could just be the Empire's strategic view too, but something tells me that Jill may be taken by the Empire and forced to fight as their champion, while Clive will somehow end up with the Iron Kingdom, whether it be in Rosaria's attack or at a whole other point in the game. Either way, I do believe that he's being made to fight for them against his will, having been placed in the nation's default armor and also branded by them. This directs me to what I want to talk about next. A user on Reddit posted a picture where we see Clive facing off against Benedicta, who has shifted into her Garuda form. I'll leave a link for anyone who wishes to check out the user's account, as I believe they have a few other posts regarding 16 as well. Anyway, if you notice, Clive is wearing the silver armor against Garuda when what we see him in the Awakening trailer with the group, which I kind of describe as his default armor. Once he breaks free of them, I think the red and the black will be his own personal choice of clothing for when he begins his own personal journey. I have a few theories on how exactly that could begin, and that's what I want to discuss using this screenshot of Clive versus Benedicta. So if he truly is with the Iron Kingdom, it would make sense for this group to eventually target Garuda's dominant as well. Perhaps it's exactly this, and in order to defend himself, Clive has no choice but to transform into Ifrit. Of course, there's no way he'd be able to return to the Iron Kingdom after that. I don't know if they had made him their slave with the knowledge that he himself is a dominant. I'm going to assume that Clive would have kept it secret for his own safety, considering the Iron Kingdom executes dominance. So after the battle with Garuda, while it concludes, he'll have no choice but to flee, probably? That, or I'm even wondering if Garuda will kick his ass and end up beating him to a pulp. We can see her knock his arm off, and I'd also assume she might have way more experience and training as an icon than him. After the battle, having seen that Clive is a dominant himself, perhaps he gets taken from the Iron Kingdom by Waloed, who would hopefully be more sympathetic to his story upon learning of it, making an ally of him and allowing him to take sanctuary among them. I mean, Clive can be seen with both Garuda and Odin's blessings in the gameplay segments, so it would make sense for him to make allies with them, what with Odin having a high chance of being Waloed's king. Not only that, but we know for a fact that Benedicta will be traveling with Clive at some point through her bio too. If anyone has any other ideas or interesting bits that I may have overlooked, go ahead and add your take in the comment section below. Thanks a bunch for watching. Until next time, 16 waiters. Bye!